Hello everyone and welcome back to my The Young and Restless 24 YouTube channel. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Before we start, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Claire Newman will pull off a palm while Audra Charles flip duds and Lily Winters delivers a secret request. At Society, Victor Newman and Nikki Newman will prompt Lily to let go of her beef with them. Lily will remain miffed at first, but she'll ultimately have a lightbulb moment and admit there's commodity Victor could do to help. After Lily asks Victor to look into someone, she'll point out that she doesn't want him asking questions about why. Once Lily offers up Damian Kane's name, Victor will be willing to do some digging and report back. In the domain, Kyle Abbott will smell that Claire is worried, so she'll suppose back to his if you contend response about cataloging their regale with Victor. Claire will admit she wants to be with Kyle anyhow, but she'll make him understand how important she wants Victor's blessing on their relationship. Kyle will decide to be more probative of this regale idea, so Claire will give him a thankful kiss. Claire will join Victor and Nikki at Society, where she'll ask them both to partake a mess with her on with Kyle tonight. Victor won't be happy about it, but Nikki will be pleased when he eventually grottos in. After Claire skips off to call Kyle with the big news, Victor won't make any positive prognostications to Nick about this regale changing his mind. Once Claire connections Kyle to tell him Victor got on board, he'll act chipper about the whole thing. Still, Kyle will intimately feel like he's dreading this regale and all the ways it could go awry. At the Abbott manse, Diane Jenkins Abbott will eventually get the sanctioned yes she's been staying for when it comes to cosmeticizing the place up. Jack Abbott will still feel a laddie uneasy, but he'll also see Diane's excitement and understand that the house could use some updates. Since Diane will have all the changes picked out, she'll be ready to roll on the forthcoming deliveries. Diane won't want Jack to see the changes until the refresh is complete, so she'll move him to go stay at the GCAC with her until the revamp's done. At Crimson Lights, Audra and Holden Novak will stick with their pact of pretending they don't know each other. Holden and Audra remain in agreement on keeping the once buried. Nate Hastings will feel surprised to find them together, but Audra won't let on like she knows Holden beyond their brief relations at Nate's place. After Holden admits Damian wants nothing to do with Amy Lewis, Valerie Pettiford, he'll contend they're headed back to LA moment. Nate will expostulate and push for Holden's help getting through to Damian, but Holden will refuse. Once Holden exits, Audra will suggest that perhaps Nate needs to let this go and accept Damian's decision. Since that'll be a change from Audra's former support Amy, Nate will question if Holden said commodity to shift her opinion. Audra will shut down that idea and look nervous about the secret she's keeping with Holden. In the end, Nate will leave Damian a hopeless voicemail and supplicate for one further occasion to move him to stay. While Nate and Lily are having a discussion in the main dining area, Audra will have another hassle with Holden on the yard latterly. Despite Audra's fury over Holden hanging around, he'll push her to meet him for a drink since he won't want this to be the last time they see each other. The Young and the Restless spoilers say Audra and Holden's history is bound to blow up ultimately. Victor Newman could uncover some felonious substantiation, so then's who the mustache could have arrested. It's presumably not the person you're thinking, at least if your mind went straight to Jack Abbott or another member of the Abbott clan. Rather, it may be someone differently who ends up at Victor's mercy. There may soon be a YNR character who gets a crash course in what Victor's able of. That brings us to Lily Winters' request for Victor. As a way for Victor to make amends for his former deception, Lily will push him to look into someone for her, no questions asked. From there, Lily will offer up Damian Kane's name and let Victor do the rest. Victor has plenitude of connections that can help him do a deep dive on Damian and figure out what buried secrets he might have. Now that Nate Hastings' half-family connection to Damian has been revealed, it's easy to see why Lily would be bothered. Damian transferred Holden Novak to pose as him in the morning, so Lily still finds that strange and shady. Of course, there have also been reservations about how Damian suddenly came similar a rich and important businessman. Damian erected his conglomerate relatively fleetly, so that's naturally raised enterprises about him maybe acquiring it through illegal practices. It's worth mentioning that in Holden's trouble to get Damian to leave city, he refocused out they formerly had enough fires to put out back in Los Angeles. There may be some loose ends that could beget problems for Damian soon enough. Still, there's going to be trouble if Damien did resort to felonious jest to get where he's now. Victor will leave no gravestone unturned when he carries out this disquisition, so his people will report back with any shocking substantiation they uncover. That could lead to Victor presenting that substantiation to Lily and asking what she wants his coming move to be. Since it looks like Lily and Damien are going to become a romantic pairing ultimately, it'd be a real twist if she gave Victor the green light to have Damien arrested. Victor could fluently make sure the Bobbies get all the word they need to haul Damien off and bind. Still, he may feel indebted to step up for Neil now and cover them, if Victor fears Damien will do commodity to peril Neil Winter's heritage or hurt the loved bones he left before. Whatever the case, Damien may get off the hook for whatever crimes he might have committed in the history, but some arrest drama might be delightful in the meantime. It'd be a good way to fuel an adversaries to succor story and put Damien at odds with Lily until they eventually fall hard for each other. Victor may get updates on some shocking news thanks to his Damien deep dive, so stick with us for further prognostications on his history and dockets. Victor Newman is induced that the love between Claire Newman and Kyle Abbott is fated for disaster. He fears for his granddaughter's future. Should his portentous cast materialize, Claire might just have a poignant 6-word communication for Victor following the ineluctable heartache with Kyle. Victor's warning: Summer will always come first with Kyle. Suckers are apprehensive that Victor advised Claire about Kyle's precedence. Summer Newman will always be at the top of his list. Indeed, though Claire wishes to believe Kyle has truly turned the runner after his divorce, a troubling solicitude lingers within her. Victor's sapience about the lasting connection between Summer and Kyle, especially through Harrison Abbott, could eternally shadow Claire's studies. The possibility of Kyle and Summer rejuvenating their relationship because of Harrison looms large, paving the way for an implicit reunion as a family. Kyle has always gone back to Summer whenever Summer would take him back, including breaking up a marriage to Lola Rosales several times back. Kyle may be devoted to Claire in this moment, but that doesn't guarantee his fidelity will last ever. It raises a question about why Victor hasn't given Summer a warning about the waffler alongside Claire. Originally, Kyle will push back against the notion of rejuvenating effects with Summer and could outright reject her if she makes a move. Yet, don't be wisecracked, the history between Kyle and Summer isn't entirely over. In the world of detergents, it's quite typical for old dears to reignite, and if you keep watching, you'll probably see crucial couples like Summer and Kyle find their way back together. Claire may face heartbreak and realize Victor was right. Still, Claire might lament not heeding Victor's counsel if Kyle and Summer find their way back to each other in the future. Victor advised her that if effects went amiss, she shouldn't be surprised he had provisioned it. Accordingly, Claire may come to realize that Victor was authentically looking out for her stylish interests, and find herself apologizing to Victor for distrusting his sapience. Still, Claire may eventually express those 6 vital words: "You were right each on, Grandpa." It's probably she'll lay gashes over her decision to ignore Victor's advice before Kyle left her heart in tatters, if that script unfolds.